In previous lecture, we have seen a couple of modules, that is copy, user module. Okay. So in today's lecture, we are going to see file module once. Once that is done, then we are going to deal with the conditions, that is when with items and notify. Okay. That is the today's agenda. Say next, I'm connecting to my servers. Okay. All right. So I have connected to all my servers. So this is my control node, this is my RHL server, and this is my Tomcat server. Fine. Okay, if you don't have any questions, let's start. So first we are going to see the file module. Okay, we'll see the what is the purpose of file module. Just I'm going to check out file module in Ansible. Okay, the purpose of file module is to create a file or directory on the target system. Even though it is a file, you can still create a directory. You can see here, set attributes of link files, symbolic links, sorry, symlinks, nothing but symbolic links or directories. Alternatively, remove files, symbolic links or directories. We can create a file or as well as delete a file by using this one. If you do remember, we were creating we were copying a file by using the copy module onto the target directory. If you are not aware that whether target directory is exist or not, in those cases we can check it out by using this file module. If directory is already exist, nothing to do. If directory is not doesn't exist, it is going to create it. So that is the file module, and even you can copy the content of your some content onto a file by using the file module. Sorry, that is for copy module. Sorry, copy module. Okay. So the syntax is something like this. Let me increase brightness. Okay, syntax is something like this. So change file ownership or group and permission. If you want to change the ownership of your file also, still you can use the file module. It requires a path, that is which file you want to change it, and owner, group, mode. Similar way, this is the what I can say, another file where we are giving the root privileges. This is to create a symbolic link. If you want to create a symbolic link, you need to create a source and a direct destination. Next, if you scroll down, where is the directory? Yeah. So if you see here, touch again the same file. Nothing but if you want to create a new file, this is the one. Yeah. Touch the same file, not this one. Yep. Touch a file using the uh, symbolic mode, so on, so on, so. So what does it mean? That you can create a new file. Okay. You can create a new file by using this one, and state we must give touch. If you are giving state as a touch, it is going to create a file. And if you are giving state as a directory, you are going to create a directory. Where is directory? Yeah, you can see here. Create a directory if it does not exist. Then path, you need to give the path. Then state directory and whatever permission you want to give. So we'll create a Ansible playbook which can create a file or directory on the target system. Maybe we can create under home directory of ANS admin user. So let's jump in. So this is my Ansible server and PWD. I'm under my EC2 minus user home directory. I'm switching to ANS admin user. If you see here, we have a directory called playbooks. We are doing all our playbooks over here. Now let's create a file called create files.yml. Okay. So even though I named it as a files, we are going to create a directory as well. So let's enter, and I'm giving 3 minus s, that is where it starts, right? Next, minus name, creating files or directories. Okay, creating files or directories, and hosts all I am giving, then become true, because if you are creating in some location where ANS admin doesn't have privileges, then you should do it with become option. Then gather facts. It is creating a directory, so we don't require gathering facts, right? So gather facts, no. And tasks, okay. So tasks I'm giving minus name, create a file, and module name is file, and path is equal to, or path colon, sorry. So I'm creating under my home directory itself. So slash home slash ec2 minus user slash test file. I'm creating a file. Whenever you are creating a file, how does it understand whether you are creating a file or not? You need to give the state. Okay. In the state, if you are giving touch, it is going to create a file called test file. If you give the directory, then it is going to create a directory. And mode, if you want to change the permission, you can use the parameter called mode. So mode 0755, nothing but read write execution to the owner, and ignore this 0 because it is the how we need to give the syntax while using Ansible. It is like a get SUID, get GUID, that is in-depth of OS platforms. So you just give the 0 over here and 755. Okay. And even you can change the owner of the file. Okay, I think owner only. Let me check the syntax. Mode, yeah, owner. Okay, you can change the owner of the file also. By default, it is going to create it as a ANS admin user, right? Not ANS admin user. If you give the become true, it creates as a root user. Let's try that one. Okay, without owner, I'm just creating a file. So Ansible playbook, and I want to create on the default one. So create files. I want to use the default hosts file. Okay, just I'm creating a file. Okay, what it is saying?
There is a typo.
Which
Spelling
one?
of true. True.
Yeah. No, this is a typo, but still it should work because I'm trying it as a normal user. Host solve become true, gather facts, no. Tasks name file. Okay. So what it is saying? Failed to connect to the host SSH connection.
Maybe we need to give ANS admin, right? You have given EC2 admin, EC2 user.
Where I haven't given any user at all. Yeah, in this path it is going to create it, right? So you should become a true. Now it works. Okay. Anyway, I want to give the EC2 instead of EC2 minus user, ANS admin, because on EC2 minus user we don't have privileges. So it was a typo, so it could not able to take it. All right. Now let's execute this playbook. Okay. If I go to my sudo su minus ANS admin, ls minus l, you can see there is a file. It is a file, right? So there is a file called text, and it is under home directory, so it doesn't use the privileges of the root user. Even if I go here, ls minus l, but still it should create it as a root user. Let me see. Vi become true. Let me try it on other directory. Whenever we try it on other directory, like I am going to create this file under OPT, and if I am doing under OPT, it should do it as a root user. Okay, so again I'm trying. So same file I'm creating under OPT, and ls minus l, you can see here. So here I have a privileges to create, so it used the ANS admin user, but same I am creating under OPT. Under OPT, ANS admin doesn't have privileges to create a file, so it used the root privileges, nothing but as a root user it's used the become true option. Even if I go over here also, okay, you can OPT, okay. So text file, you can see here root user. Now I don't want to get it as a root user. I want to give the ANS admin user itself. Then we can do little bit of change. We just need to add owner. Once we create this file, give the ownership to ANS admin. Okay. So now let's try. And file is exist, but it is changing the permission. That is the reason it is changed. And if I do ls minus l, this time you can see here owner given as a ANS admin. If I want to change the group also, then group also I should provide it as a ANS admin. Okay. So this is how you can create a file. And if you would like to create a directory, just change it to directory. Okay. Directory, and here we need to change the some directory. dir1 I am giving. So there is no dir1 directory over there. And let's create. And if I see ls minus l, sorry, ls minus l, this time it's created a dir1 and ownership we have given to ANS admin. Same thing over here. Now it's created a directory called dir1 with ownership of ANS admin. So this is how we can create a file, and also, sorry, file or directory by using file module. And also we can delete files by using file module. Okay, so let's delete it. To delete, we should give the just absent, either it is a file or directory. Okay, okay, absent is the uh, command which we need to give while deleting. While deleting, we don't require all this, right? Nothing to change while deleting. So I'm deleting dir1, and if I check minus, now you can see only test file is there because dir1 has been deleted here as well. All right, so this is how we can use the file module to create files or directories. Clear? Any questions? Okay, so next is we are going to deal with the with items. Okay, so with items, sorry, not with items, conditions I can say. So in the conditions, we have three frequently used options, that is when, with items, and notify and handler. Okay, even with items is not come under to the condition, but still I just added it. So when condition and notify and handler we can use, but still with items and also loops I'm going to show you. So let's just enter. I'm going to create a new YAML file, and the requirement of creating this file is I would like to install multiple packages on the target system. I would like to install multiple packages on the target system. Whenever you want to install multiple packages, then we can use the with items option. But with items is going to deprecated in the latest versions. If you see Ansible minus version, okay, so we are using 2.9.5. In the latest versions it is going to deprecate. I don't know whether, because I'm using around 2.9.1 or something in my office, so there it is still working. We recently installed this system, so we'll see. If it is not there, there is a easy method to use with items in the other format. We are going to see that. So I'm giving va with items, so with items.yml or packages install.yml. Okay, So packages install.yml, I'm going to write it quickly. So name install multiple packages. Okay, next hosts all. Next become true, because it must be as a root we are installing packages. Now gather facts. Okay, for this we may need it. Okay, if you give them gather facts s, or if you just ignore, by default it takes as a gather facts s. Next, tasks. I'm giving tasks as minus name installing packages. Okay, so now to install packages we are using a module called yum, right? So yum, then name of the packages we need to give. So I can give a name of the package like a git or a wget or a tree. Okay, like this we can give, but here you can give only one file name. So what we can do, I'm just giving as a, okay, so git for this moment and state installed, right? So now what does it happen? It is going to install only git packages, but I want to install multiple packages with the same task. In that case we are going to use a module called with items. With items, so in with items you can list out what and all uh, packages you want to install. Okay, that is, I want to install, okay, here this with should starts over here. It is going one cursor. Is it same alignment? No. So here it should start, and this minus also should start where it is started. Okay, minus, you can give list of your packages, git, wget, tree, um, make. Okay, like this you can give multiple packages, and minus, sorry, minus telnet. Okay, ggp. Like this you can give multiple packages names using with items, but here it is already given as a git, so it doesn't take like this. So what we should do, instead of this one we need to change it as a just item. Okay, we just need to change it as a item. Okay, item nothing but by default it is going to take these items. Okay, with items if you specify you can use as a item, but the problem here is it cannot able to replace it if you just specify item. Okay, it just thinks that item is a package and it will try to install. You want to replace this item with these values, then you need to specify it in the flower braces. Okay, like this you need to do, but it should be in the colon, double quotes. Okay, so you understand, right? So this should be item, and item should be in the flower braces and should have the double quotes. Why do we need to use double quotes? Because after name, immediately if you are giving flower braces, it cannot able to understand because two special characters, right? So if I give like this, it thinks that colon, immediately there is a special character, so it cannot able to recognize. That's the reason you should specify the colon. But after colon, if you have some text and then you have the flower braces, then it's not a problem. At that time, this flower braces is optional. It is not mandatory. Okay, but in this case we don't have any content. In later classes you can see the content. Okay, so in this case we don't have any content. That's the reason I'm just going to keep it under double quotes. Sorry. Okay, so gather facts. Now save this file. Ansible playbook packages install. Just I'm doing with check. Okay, it looks good. So it is gathering facts, and you can see here whatever is already installed, then it is not going to touch. I think git is there, wget is there, tree, make, telnet, git. Make is not, make is there, right? So in one system, everything is there. In another system, it is changing something. Okay, that's the reason only one system is changing. And if I go with without check, it is going to install these packages on the target system. Even you can uninstall these packages as well. And you can see here, yeah, you can see here deprecation warning. Deprecation warning, nothing but they are going to deprecate this one. So involving m only once while using a loop via okay squash actions is deprecated. Instead of using the loop of the supply multiple items and specifying the name uh, like item, you can use like this. Okay, this is a array kind of thing in the Python. So rather than doing all this stuff, we can just mention it as a name colon this one. And you can see here this feature will be removed in the version 2.11. Okay, this with items they are going to deprecate. So same thing we can do with this one. I'm just copying this one so we can able to use it in our script. So, yep, if you come here, it is not installed on one system, it's installed on other system. Maybe few packages might be there, few packages might not be there in the target. So it's installed on the 215 system. I think it is a Red Hat server. 215 IP added here. Yeah, 215. In this system, it's installed. So if I check Git, if I check make, okay, everything is work, telnet, all this. Okay. Now what I will do, I would like to remove all these packages. I would like to remove all these packages. Then what I'm going to, now I'm going to change the same playbook to remove the packages. But this time I don't use, let me copy it, whether I copied it or not. So this is array, right? So this is Python way of defining a array. So in Python, we will specify like this. Even Ansible written in Python, so it can use the similar kind of syntax. So rather than using with items, I can use it as a, I would like to copy it and the name is already there. And also I should specify it in double quotes, I believe. And okay, if you see the syntax, it is in quote, single quote get, comma, space, single quote wget, comma, space, single quote tree, comma. So like this, you need to define multiple packages. And I want to remove this. So to remove, it is absent. Absent nothing but it is going to remove. Instead of installing packages, uninstall packages, uninstall multiple packages. Okay. So even the file name also move packages install to remove packages.yml. I'm just giving the appropriate naming conventions. So if you see here, we are uninstalling multiple packages. The packages are so and so, so and so. Let's try this one. Ansible playbook remove packages.yml minus minus check. You can see here it is gathering facts and it is trying to remove uninstalling the packages. So why it is, let me check it out, m module. Let me try it actually without check. Okay, now I'm trying to remove my packages. So gather facts could be fine. And it is uninstalling packages. No. Okay, interesting. VI remove packages. So instead of absent, I'm using remove, removed. So minus minus check. Here also it is not uninstalling. Should not be in quotes because whenever I specified in the quotes, it is taking it as a entire thing as a single package. Okay, got it. So it should not be in quotes if it is in array. So let's check now. This time it should work. Okay, now it is changing, so it means that it looks fine. In other system, it is not 215. In Red Hat server, it is not removing one of the service. Maybe that could be which one, Git or something. But anyway, it can remove whatever packages are there. Remaining, it is giving error. Okay, failed to remove it, right? Okay, you can see the error also. Dip solve error occurs. Problem: the operation would result in removing the following protected packages. It is used by the kernel. That is the reason it is not allowing. Maybe make could be the one of the package. Okay, so let's edit our Ansible playbook because we'll remove only unnecessary packages. Git anyway we need it, so I will keep it Git. Wget we can remove, tree we can remove, but make we should not remove, and telnet we can remove, and git I'm ignoring. Okay, only few packages I'm trying. So we just tried with the check option. Now I'm going to give absent instead of remove. Still it should work in the same way. If I do now, I think it should not throw error in the Red Hat system. Okay, now there is no error, right? So if error is there, your playbook is going to fail. Whenever I say it is failed, it doesn't going to revert the changes on the other systems. Whatever is successful, it will continue on those systems. Whatever is failed, it is going to stop over there. We are going to see that one in the later sessions. Now I'm going to execute this one actually so that it remove the packages. Okay, it's successful. And if I go and check for the telnet now, there is no telnet even over here also. Okay, and also we removed a wget. You can see here wget is not there even here as well. So this is how we can use with items option. All right, now next thing is we are going to do the same thing with the loop. Okay, loops are there. So by using loops we can use the similar way of with items. And if you want to give the multiple options, if you want to give multiple options, then we can use the loop. In this case, I will just open remove packages. So in this case we are just using a single variable, then we can use this one. But if you want to give multiple not variables, I can say multiple values as with items like that, then we can go with the loop option. So let me give you an example that I want to install few packages in the same playbook, and I want to remove few packages in the same playbook. Then what I can do, I can give something like this. I want to install packages like git. Okay, in single quote it is git, comma, I want to install wget, comma, I want to install make. Okay, assume that I want to install these packages. So then I will say that install. Next, I want to remove some packages. That is next module, next task I'm using to remove the packages name. So install packages. I want to install only one package, that is assume that telnet. Okay, or else I will give the array of stuff. So telnet and tree I want to install. Okay, so what we are doing, we are doing two tasks. State, okay, that is install, this is remove, right? So uninstall I have given, so let it be removed state. So we are going to remove, we cannot remove the make, so I will just ignore the make. Here we want to install the make as well. Okay, so now what will happen? Absent, sorry, it is installed, and here it is removed. Okay, either removed or absent will work. Now what it will do, it takes as a two different tasks, and first it is going to uninstall these packages, then it is going to install these packages. Either I can use the state as a installed or latest. Okay, usually we can give the installed. Okay, that would be the common way. Installed, latest or present, three options that works over here. So now Ansible, okay, maybe name is not relevant, but let me check it. Minus minus check. So first it is trying to uninstall packages. In two systems, at least one package could be there to uninstall. That's why here it is changing. Even here we are doing the installation. Okay. So now let's try to execute it. So it removes few packages and it installs few packages. All right, so this is how we can add two tasks or in a single Ansible playbook, we can remove or add packages. Now we'll change a little bit of this one because I don't want to execute two different uh, tasks to do this one. I want to do it in a single activity as a or a single task. In that case, we are going to use the for loops. So in for loop, we can give the something like this. So a single. So I'm giving a single. Sorry, I'm giving a single task. In single task, I can give the. I don't give the names over here. Okay, and state also let it be removed for this for now. Then we can use it as a loops. Okay, loops. Okay, loops is the option to give the multiple values while executing your Ansible playbook. So here I want to change the name of the package, depends upon which package I want to install, and state also it could be either installed or removed. Then what I can do is I can give the list of the packages names over here. That is git I would like to install it. Okay, so package equal to git. Okay, so I'm saying that I want to install package called git, package colon yeah, package colon git comma setup I will give because I would like to differentiate it. So setup I'm giving install. Okay, installed, sorry. So I'm giving installed. Now what will happen? So package, whenever I use package, it takes as a git, and setup whenever I use, it is used as a installed. Next one is I want to specify again same thing. I want to do the multiple activities, right? So instead of git, I'm going to give make. Make I want to install and state installed. Then one more I'm giving. This time I don't want to install, I want to remove. So wget, I'm removing wget. While I'm removing, I want to just specify it as a removed. Okay. Next thing, this variable can be anything. It doesn't mean that you should use the same variable. It can be anything. Next, I want to remove tree also. So tree comma setup, then absent. I'm using all options. Even here, instead of installed, I can use the latest. Okay. So what I have done is I have specified the list of the items which I want to install or remove. Here you can see here I have listed out list of the packages which I want to install or remove. At the same time, here what I have done, I have given that whether it should be installed or removed. Whether it should be installed or removed. It is single quote here. All right. So I
I have
hope it
a
is.
question.
Sorry.
So this, I have a question.
Mm.
This package and setup, they are variables or they are predefined somewhere?
No, you can give any name. These are not predefined. Instead of package, I can just give the pkg also. There is no issue. Okay. Whatever variable name you want to give, you can use, but all variable names must be equal because
Okay.
we are going to use this one in the above name value. So earlier we were using item, right? Now we need to give. Okay. So here now we need to give the package name, right? So usually we were giving pkg. Okay, something like that. Sorry, we were giving item. So item, right? This is how we were giving the with items. But here we have two items. It doesn't know that with which item I should take under the name parameter. Then we can give item dot pkg. Nothing but take the item called pkg over here. Similar way here we need to specify that. Sorry, it is not in. Yeah. Here also double quotes, flower braces, item dot setup. It can be anything. Okay, even instead of setup I can use the state or some random variable name. It can be anything, but while calling over here you need to call the appropriate one. So setup nothing but these all are valued for the state, right? Either installed, it's this setup is going to item dot setup is going to replace with the first one. Whenever it take the git, it replace with this one. Whenever it take make, it replace with this one. Whenever it take wget, it replace with this one. That's how it works. It's not loops, it is just loop. It is loop. All right, so let's execute this Ansible playbook. Ansible playbook, remove packages. Still, I haven't changed the name. Let it be. So with check, I'm doing. So you can see here, first what it is doing, setup installed git. Okay, setup installed git, it done. Next one, it is trying to install make, but make is already there and wget also is there. Here it is make is there in this system, and here if you see what I can say, tree is not there, so it's installing tree. Wget is there, it's not installing. Here tree is not there, it's installing. So in 13 and 25 system, tree is not there at this moment. If you just check tree, sorry, it is there, it is removing then. So setup absent, nothing but it is removing. So tree is there in the both the systems. Yes, tree is there and the tree is there. Once I install packages, it should remove the tree command. Then any command which installing, yeah, git. Okay, git is currently it is not there in the both the systems. Okay, here it is there. Both the systems it is there. Then what we are doing? Setup git. Why it is changing? It should be okay. And you just see the purpose of this example is how the values are replacing. Okay, so clear, and I'm going to execute it. Maybe it is installing latest packages of git. That could be the stuff. I might have tested the version. And absent tree is removed. Let's check the tree now. So now it is not there. Now it is not there. Okay, so this is how we can use the for loop. Okay, so this is how we can use the for loop. So sorry, not for loop, loops. So whenever you have multiple variables you want to give in your task, then loops is the one of the easiest way. Clear? Any questions? All right, so if it is clear, we are going with the conditions. So we are going with the when condition now. We have discussed just now with items and loop. I'm going to add it. So we'll go with the when condition. So when condition is usually helps us that if target system is so and so, then try it out. Or in the target system, if this is not satisfied or this is satisfied, do this activity. That is how you can do. So usually when we use the when condition is whenever we are doing installations, uh, depends upon the operating system, the command may vary. Let's take an example that if I am installing the a package on RHEL kind of systems, then the what I can say installation the to install any packages we can use the yum module. But whenever it comes to the Ubuntu operating system, you cannot use the yum module. Their apt get module we should use. So to experiment this one, quickly I am going to launch one more Ubuntu system. So let's go to launch. So this time I'm going to use Ubuntu system because Ubuntu system installation commands vary. So our playbook should work with the different, depends upon the operating system, it should work. So Ubuntu server. So I'm using DevOps SG. DevOps SG. Okay, next launch and same key pair I'm using. Okay, so meantime what we do, we are going to write a Ansible playbook to work with Ubuntu as well with the when condition. So you can see here now our existing package itself we are going to modify, that is install httpd.yml. If you see here, okay, we are not gathering packages and we are just installing by using yum module httpd and installed and starting the service and the copy the file onto var www.html. Okay, this is the activity we are doing. But I want to do it with when condition, nothing but in case if it is a Red Hat, then only yum module works. If it is a Ubuntu, then the command is apt get install. I will just show you. Let's connect to our Ubuntu system server session, sorry, to minus user, sorry, for Ubuntu it is Ubuntu, username is Ubuntu. Okay, if you don't know what is the username, you just go here. Okay, it is not giving instructions, huh? Yeah, actions, connect. If you give, it will tell you that what is the username. You can see here ssh minus I, your key pair, and followed by the username Ubuntu. But whenever you check for the RHL systems, or you can say Amazon Linux system, if you give the connect, it is EC2 minus user. All right. So Ubuntu I am giving okay to connect. So I have connected to my Ubuntu system and become a root, and host name I am giving vi/etc host name Ubuntu server, then host name Ubuntu server. This is to switch, sorry, keep it as a temporary purpose. So it is a Ubuntu server. Once you have kept it, then you just need to do the again login as a root user so that you will find out the name. Now, if I do yum install git over here, it throws an error because yum is the not actual package in the Ubuntu system. We need to use apt command, apt install package name. So apt install git, right? So this is how we are going to install package, and it is saying that git is already installed. All right. So now my playbook, if I want to execute it on Ubuntu systems as well as Red Hat systems, then I need to identify that what is the operating system on the target system before installing packages. If I just specify the yum, then it doesn't work. Let's try as it is on the what I can say our existing systems. It works. Then we are going to add our Ubuntu system. Then I will try. Then on Ubuntu system it is going to fail. Then we'll update this file. So first what I'm doing, I'm just testing my Ansible playbook. Ansible playbook minus I, sorry, install httpd.yml. So I think already httpd is there, so nothing to change. So both the systems, it is showing green. and HTTPD it is trying to install. Anyway, it is already there, and copying file is already there, nothing to do. Okay, so it is starting because installing it is already green, but starting it will still try to change it because that's how it works. So it's fine. Now what we do, we want to add this system also in our hosts file. I cannot able to manage Ubuntu system directly, right? I need to add this system to our hosts file. So vi/etc. Okay, now what we will do, we will introduce a little bit of hosts file itself. I'm not going to use the default hosts file. I'm going to create a hosts file over here. That file name I'm giving hosts itself. Okay, I'm giving file name itself hosts. I will add the servers. So what is the server name? IP address, IPADDR. So this is the one server, that is Red Hat system, and this is Tomcat system, right? IPADDR. This is Tomcat system. Sorry, here, right? So this is Tomcat system and IPADDR. You can see here most of the commands works on all the operating systems. So this is Ubuntu system. But in inventory, what we can do? Yeah, go ahead.
The last one, the IP address is 126.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, 126, right? So, and also I'm giving one dummy IP, 172.31.39.100. Nothing but it doesn't exist. So, in what I can say, in host file, okay, rather than giving blindly everything as a IP address, we can give the groups nothing but you can combine list of the hosts or list of the servers into a one group. So for example, I want to name it as a rh sorry rhl servers. Okay, I want to create a group called rhl servers, and I will keep these two under rhl servers. Then I want to keep it as a debian. So Debian servers, Debian servers I'm giving, even here I'm giving RHL servers. So RHL servers mean to say whenever I give RHL server rather than all, then it is going to take up this one. Whenever I give Debian servers instead of all, then it is going to take up. So like this, we can group of list of the hosts in our inventory file. Okay, we can group up list of the hosts in our inventory file. So these names can be anything. It's whatever you want to give, you can give. Usually we will give like this. Okay, web servers and application servers or database servers, something like this. Okay, app servers I'm giving. So let it be relevant name. Now what I want to do, I have given it as a hosts file, and also I need to enable passwordless authentication, right? For that, I need to do some changes on Ubuntu system. That is, we should create a user, right? User add ANS admin and password of ANS admin. Okay, ABCs 123. I don't know what password I have given, but ABC 123 I'm giving. And in Ubuntu, whenever you create a user, it doesn't create a sorry, it doesn't create a home directory for that user. So if I go to /home, okay, see here there is no home directory for ANS admin user. So ch user mod, to create a home directory, there is a command -d directory. So user mod -d. What is the directory name? /home/ANS admin and the username. Why no change? I think this directory is not there. mkdir. I'm creating a directory and try it. Okay, other way is we just give this as a ownership. We just created this one, right? If I do, I have a home directory. I will give ownership of this home directory to the ANS admin, so he can able to take up. So chown -r recursively owner and group of the ANS admin /home/ANS admin directory. So now if I do ls minus l, of course it is owned by the ANS admin user. And if I switch to sudo minus ANS admin, I should go to my /home ANS admin. Okay, so that's how we can do. Anyway, now what I can do, I need to copy SSH keys, right? Before that, we need to add this ANS admin user to the sudoers file. These all steps we have done for all the client systems here. So vi sudo. So here I'm going to give the ANS admin. So we need to give the, okay, all is equal to all. Not this one, we need to give the no password way. So I'm going to give /etc sudoers file. So this is the one we need to give. All is equal to all, no password all. So that it don't ask for the password for ANS admin. Oops, sorry. It is open in the nano way. So Control O to write out. You can see here to write out Control O, and enter, and Control X. Okay, to exit Control X, right? Here you can see Control X. That's it. And one last thing is vi/etc sshd underscore config. Here we need to update password authentication value to no to yes. That's it. So I have set up my Ubuntu system service sshd reload. Okay, everything is fine. Now what I'm going to do, I will copy my ANS admin keys onto this system. So ssh minus copy minus id and Ubuntu system. Yes, I would like to connect ANS admin. Sorry, password is ABC123, right? ABC123. I have given target server password I need to give, because as a ANS admin, I am logging onto this system. So you can see here number of keys copied. One key has been copied onto this system. Now if I do SSH, just IP address, I should be able to log into Ubuntu system. Okay, I have logged in. Means now my Ubuntu system also a client to my system. Clear? Now we have set up everything. We have hosts file where we have mentioned our target system, and our target system is allowing the passwordless authentication to log in from my Ansible system. Now let's execute same playbook on the all the systems whatever is there. Now it should execute on the web systems because these two are RHEL. It won't execute on this system because it is not a RHEL system. So let's see what will happen. Ansible playbook. Okay, and I'm not giving any value, so it is just going to, sorry, minus I, right? Minus I hosts, or else I can give the full path. If I give hosts in the same location, it is going to check for the host /home ANS admin playbooks hosts, right? So I'm just giving the full path, and minus minus check. If I do, we'll see the error. So you can see here it could not able to, okay, gather facts, Ansible facts it could not able to gather on 126. Okay, sorry, installing HTTPD. Yeah, so you can see here installing packages. This is the playbook. What it is doing, installing HTTPD. It could not able to install on HTTPD on the 126 because it could not able to find what is M module. But in remaining two systems, it is successful. Whenever any task is failed, it stops on that particular point of time, and whatever is success, it is proceed with the remaining all tasks only on this. So in this system, in the first task it is failed, so it doesn't stop your Ansible playbook. These two systems it is successful, right? So it is executing further tasks on those systems. That's how it works. But my case is irrespective of whatever operating system flavor it is, I want to execute this Ansible playbook. If that is the case, we need to twinkle our Ansible playbook according to that. Now, if you do remember, we have the setup module, right? So let's execute our setup module. Ansible -i inventory file hosts. In our current location, there is a hosts file. My all -m ping. Sorry, setup. So what does it do? It is going to gather setup nothing but gather all the gather facts from the all the systems which are there in the hosts file. Okay, so it gathered, it could not able to connect to this system. I just would like to show, okay, which system is this? If I see the IP address, I may identify it. This is, it is giving 4.2 Amazon. Anyway, everything it is giving same. Yeah, you can see here, Ansible OS family, Debian. What is the Ansible host name? Node name is Ubuntu server. So in Ubuntu server, Ansible OS family is Debian because Ubuntu is a Debian operating system flavor. Okay, how we have RHEL, similar way we have Debian. Okay, so this is Debian packages. So we need to give the Ansible OS family to Debian. Okay, just we need to copy this one. I will tell you where we are going to use it. So I'm just removing it. So Ansible OS family is Debian. And also similar way, if I go up to the other system, so this is Ubuntu system 126, and I'm checking for other system. So other system you can see here, Ansible OS family Red Hat is there. Okay, so I'm just copying this as well. Next, if I go to little bit above, we have collected two systems information. So this is 215, nothing but Red Hat system. And one more system is there. And you can see here, this is a Tomcat server. And on Tomcat server also, OS family is Red Hat. So OS family is Red Hat, nothing to change. So now what does it mean? Whenever I use yum module, it is going to install on this one. Whenever I use uh, another module to install on Debian, I mean to say I cannot use yum module. Now what is the module to install on Debian packages? You can just go and search for, okay, Ansible, sorry, module to install on Debian, or you can search for Ubuntu. Why? Because Ubuntu also a Debian package, right? Sorry, Debian operating system. So you can see a module APT. There is a module called APT to install packages on the Debian operating system. Nothing but whenever it is a Ubuntu operating system, I can use the Debian as a what I can say package. And also there is one more thing. If you want to install HTTPD on Debian, we should not use the HTTPS. We should give the Apache 2. We should use the Apache 2 as a package name, and state present or installed we can give, but starting the services and copying everything would be same. Now what I can do, I can modify my Ansible playbook little bit. So vi install httpd.yml. So with the current tasks, what does it do? It is going to install only on the Red Hat operating system. But I want to install on Debian also. Now name I can give install httpd on Ubuntu. Okay, install httpd on Ubuntu and install httpd on Red Hat. Okay, so this is one. Next, apt name. So to install httpd on Ubuntu, the package name is Apache 2, right? So this is the one, and state is installed. Okay, so this is how we can add. Once it is installed HTTP Apache 2, then it is going to start the service. But to start the service also there is a change, sorry. So to start the service, name, start Apache services on Ubuntu. Okay, so next to start the service, module is same service, but name is Apache 2 state started. Okay, so now what we are doing is just I will run through with what I am doing, what we are doing. First, it is going to install the M module. Through the M module, it is going to install the HTTPD and what I can say, HTTPD it is going to install. Once it is installed HTTPD, it is going to start the HTTPD services and copy the whatever file we have in our current location. That file it is going to copy into var www.html. Okay, and similar way, this is to what I can say, install Apache on Ubuntu system and it start the services. Okay, so this is how it works. Now, if I save this file and if I execute, does this playbook work as expected or not? Can somebody tell me? Does it install HTTPD on Red Hat and does it install Apache on Ubuntu? Is it going to happen?
No.
Why?
Maybe no condition to figure out like which service is to be installed on which system.
Yes, that's where the problem comes. If you do remember, we have discussed that Ansible work on a sequential format. First thing what it will do, it is trying to install HTTPD on the Red Hat. Of course, on Red Hat systems, it is successful, this particular task. Whenever it executes on Ubuntu system, it fails, right? So it stops the Ubuntu system to execute the further tasks. Now it comes to this one. By this time, already Ubuntu system is eliminated. Now this task it is trying to install execute on the Red Hat systems, and Red Hat systems there is no APT. Now Red Hat systems also fail. So by coming over here, the playbook gets stops and it says that no further to execute because all systems failed. That is what it is going to happen. So to figure out this one, we need to use the when condition. Nothing but use the M module when it is a Red Hat, use the APT module when it is a Ubuntu. All right, but before doing the when condition, let's try to execute this Ansible playbook. Ansible playbook httpd, what is the package file name? Ansible playbook install httpd. Okay, minus check, but I need to give my inventory file name, right? Because explicitly we have specified in our own hosts file. And let's see what will happen. You can see here, first thing what will happen, installing HTTPD on Red Hat. Of course, on Red Hat systems, it is successful. It failed on Ubuntu system and it stops executing the further tasks on these two systems. Anyway, this system is unreachable. Here itself, it stopped. Now it went to the install the HTTPD on Ubuntu. In Ubuntu system, it tried to install by using apt on these two systems. So it's failed. So in the task two, it's first and second task itself, all the systems failed. So there is no successful systems. Okay, if any one of the system is successful with these tasks, then it will go further. Okay, so to overcome this one, I want to execute only specific tasks on specific systems. That is where when condition comes into the picture. Okay, now install httpd, and that is where we are using, right? So gathering facts is necessary by this time. If I don't use the gathering facts, you can see the error, what error it is going to happen. So let it be. First we'll comment it out gathering facts. Here I want to use the when condition. So when should start over here. Okay, so when, what I want to do, Red Hat, sorry, Ansible OS family, we have collected that information, right? When Ansible OS family is Red Hat, then execute this one. Execute this one. Okay, here it is may not necessary, but for Red Hat you just mention, but this is how we can define, or in double quotes also it's fine. Similar way, here I want to execute only when Ansible OS family is Debian. Okay, when Ansible OS family is Debian. Similar way, to start the services also, here also Apache services runs only on Debian system. So here I need to give the Debian, and next here I need to give when, and I can give the Ansible family. Okay, I'm just giving different ways. Even you can specify in codes as well, I hope. If it is failing, we'll come and test. And copy is same for the both the systems. There is no problem with the copy. We are just copying our index.html file onto the var www.html. Okay, this is how we can give the conditions. Now let's execute with check. So check, there is a typo. Sorry, not quotes, it is equal. So it should be equal. Okay, sorry, it is double equal here. So equal nothing but it try to assign the value double equal to red hat. Yeah. So double equal to space double equal to Debian. Nothing but when that value is what I can say similar to, or sorry, when that value matches to this one, then do this one. So we need to use double equal to. If I give only equal, nothing but we are assigning the variable, such kind of thing it comes. Okay, so now let's try it. Okay, double equal to, where it is throwing error. So I think we should not specify in the double quotes over here. Okay, so it looks fine now. Let's try to execute it. So it is gathering facts this time, and you can see here first one is successful on the three systems, nothing but anyway it is going to skip. And second thing you can see here, second one you can see here, in these two systems it is going to, sorry, first thing is gathering facts, right? So gathering facts, it is gathering facts on these three systems. And the task installing HTTPD on Red Hat, you can see here 126 system it is skipping. Why? Because it is not what I can say compliance with the, are not satisfying with the when condition. So it is skipping over here and it's executing on these two systems. And if you see here, it is satisfying these two, and values must be absent installed. Maybe I just given the installed or present or latest I might have given. So I will update it. And here this task is skipping because you cannot start the Apache system by using the, sorry, you cannot start the Red Hat system by using the Apache command. Here it is starting and doing. So let me correct our Ansible playbook. State is, it is not installed, present. Okay, with the apt module there is no installed, so we just give the present. Let me execute one more time. This time it should work on three systems. So gathering facts is fine, and it is skipping on the first system. Here it is installing on the Ubuntu and starting the services and copying the file onto target system. All right, so this is how we can do. Now what I will do, I'm going to execute this Ansible playbook. At this moment I cannot access my Ubuntu system from the browser. Once the application installation is successful, I could able to install it from the browser on port number 8080. Sorry, not 8080, it is 80. Okay, currently it won't work. So what I will do, I will test it once I have installed. So just execute it. So if I go and check it out my target system, okay, there was no HTTPD or var www HTML. Default one is there. We are going to replace this one with the new one. Cat index.html. So it is still referring to the default one. So starting the services. Okay, copying. Okay, copy is done. Let me see whether it's updated our file or not. Okay, yeah. So it was their default one. Now it has been updated. And if I go and check for our server, not this one, this is the server, right? So I'm giving the server IP address in the browser. we should be able to access it. Okay, so on Ubuntu server also we have installed the packages. So this is how we can what I can say, use the when condition. Is it clear? Any questions? And you can see here on each system it's executing only for one. How many tasks we have? One task, two, three, four, five tasks, right? Five tasks are there, five, and gather facts one is there. So total six tasks. Out of six, it is executing only four tasks on each system, because here it is skipping one and here it is skipping one here. Okay, that's how it works. Any questions? Now what we are doing is we are just installing HTTPD packages on the target system. Okay, and starting the services. Let's take an example that you have already a production environment where you have already installed HTTPD and a application is serving. Whenever your client system already serving an application, and what I can say, starting again services is not a good habit. Nothing but already services are running. Why do you need to start? Already HTTPD is installed. Why do you need to test it out again? Okay, maybe while trying it again, it may not install it, but while it is starting the services, of course, it may restart your services. Okay, if it is a production system, restarting services or starting again the services may disturb your production environment. To overcome this problem, we need to do some checks. Nothing but if we are installing HTTPD first time, if we are installing HTTPD first time, then only you can start the services. If it is already installed, then don't start the services. If we are changing anything in the configuration files, then you need to restart it, not restart, reload it, not start the services. Okay, so you understand, right? Whenever you are installing first time, then only you need to start the services. Once it is installed, the services might be up and running. Either you just need to reload the services or restart the services, right? Okay, so that is where we can use a condition called notify condition. Okay, so next topic is notify and handler, right? So in notify and handler, yeah, so in notify and handler, what do we do? If the above task is executed, then only execute the below task. If above task is executed, then only execute below task. If above task is not executed, then don't execute the below task. That's how you can tell to your client systems. Okay, so I will demonstrate this example so that you can understand clearly how the notify and handler does work. So let's edit this file again, vi install.httpd. Okay, before editing, what I will do, I will just give the gather facts no, and we'll see what will happen. I'm giving gather facts no. So whenever you give the gather facts no, it cannot able to retrieve this when condition value. Okay, and it is going to fail. Same playbook, it was successful earlier, and if I execute the same playbook now with check, okay, it is going to fail. Why? Because it could not able to gather the condition. You can see here the conditional check Ansible OS family Red Hat failed. The error was error while evaluating the condition Ansible OS family Red Hat so and so is undefined. Undefined nothing but I don't know where you have specified the Ansible OS family. Okay, that's why gather facts is the important one whenever you are doing the installations. Okay, so next I'm setting it back to gather facts to yes by commenting it out, and then for comments there is no alignment, no need to do. Next, what I want to do is I want to start my services. Okay, I want to start my HTTPD services when I install the HTTPD. When I install the HTTPD. In that case, what we can do, we are going to use a option called notify. Okay, so what will do the notify whenever this particular task is changing something, then only this notify will take your input. Okay, notify start HTTPD services. Okay, so now what does it mean? That whenever you are going to install HTTPD, then only start the services. Otherwise, don't start the HTTPD services. At the same time, notify is going to, okay, so notify is going to use the handler option. Okay, handlers. Let me write the playbook, then we'll talk about this one. So what I am doing is I am starting the Apache 2 services, and here also name start HTTPD services. Okay, okay. So this is how you need to do. And one last thing is I'm just copying this one onto here. I will tell you why I am copying also. Cancel. So I just modified my playbook. What I have done is, yeah. So what I have done is, you can just check this. Installing HTTPD and Red Hat. We are installing the HTTPD and Red Hat. Whenever it is OS family is Red Hat, then only you can do. Okay, let's avoid the confusion. What we can do, I just to save this file and cp install HTTPD apache.yml I am giving. So this is the backup of current file. Now vi. So to avoid when condition I am removing, so that we are going to install it only on Red Hat systems. Okay. When condition. Okay. Yeah. Now you can see this playbook. So what tasks we are doing? We are executing 3 tasks. First task is we are trying to install HTTPD till here. But whenever you are installing HTTPD, if HTTPD is already is there, the services might be already running, right? There is no point of starting the services. Okay, if you don't specify notify, what it will do, it is going to execute all these 3 steps. All these 3 steps. But whenever you execute notify or specify notify, what does it do? This handler will take up only this task is successful. This task is successful, or this task is changing something. Then only your handler will take up. If this task is not changing anything, your handler doesn't touch your system at all. Your handler doesn't touch this task at all. Okay. So that's where we need to give the notify, and you need to give the handler, and handler task become, all these should be in the same alignment, because these all are belongs to the same level. You can see here handler where I started, it is started from where the name or hosts are defined, and this is handlers. Okay, not handler, it is handlers. And one most important thing is this name value is there, right? This name value and this notify value both should be same. You can see here both should be same. You can see here start HTTPD services and start HTTPD services. So it looks for this particular notify value as a name, otherwise it cannot able to take it up, and it start the HTTPD services. Okay, so let's save this file. Okay, now cat install.httpd, sorry. Now, can somebody tell me how many tasks it is going to execute at this moment? Hold on, let me rephrase my question. Does it going to execute this task or not? If I execute on only RHEL systems?
No.
No, right?
No.
Yes, that's true. It is not going to execute this task. Why? Because HTTPD is already installed, so nothing to do with this one. So if there is no change, this notify is not going to send the instruction to your handler. So it just execute again, copy, and it skips. Now let's execute our playbook. Ansible playbook -i hosts. Okay, this time I want to execute only on RHEL servers, right? So in RHEL servers, we have given group name as a web servers. So like this, you can give your group name. So web servers, if I give in this particular hosts file, it go and check for the web servers group. If that group is exist, it is going to execute on that playbook. So now install httpd, okay, minus minus check. Limit we can give, sorry. So what we can do, we can limit on this particular system to only web groups. So if I give like this, it is going to execute our Ansible playbook on the all the systems, but I don't want to execute on the Ubuntu system. I think there is a typo in the playbook. Let's correct that first. So while copying, okay, there is one space is missing over here. Okay. So now let's execute. Anyway, it is trying to execute on 3 systems, even with Ubuntu as well. So it is going to fail in the third task. Okay, so it is trying to do on the Ubuntu system. Anyway, Ubuntu system, it is failing. Now I don't want to execute on Ubuntu system. Then what I can do, minus minus limit web group. Okay, minus minus limit web group we can give, sorry, web servers, right? Web servers minus minus check. Now what does it do? It is going to execute only on the web servers group which is there in the hosts file. Now let's execute. And you can see here it is trying to gather facts only on the 2 systems, because on that particular group only these 2 systems are there. And you can see here what and all tasks it is executing. First it is executing gather facts, then it is common because we have given gather facts now. Then what it is doing, it is trying to install httpd on Red Hat, but you can see here it's just given okay. Then there is no what I can say task as a start the services. Why? Because this is okay, this is not changed. Then it is not going to execute the start the httpd services. It's just going to copy the index.html file and it escapes. And the total you can see here 3 tasks out of 3. One is gather facts, another one is installing httpd, next one is copy. So that is the advantage of using Notify. Okay, so now again I'm going to do little bit of changes to this one. So this time what I want to do, sorry, let it be what we can do. On target system, I'm going to remove the HTTPD. So whenever we remove the HTTPD, it should install the HTTPD and start the services, and we can see the 4 packages it should run. So to remove the HTTPD, I'm going to use a remove packages. No, I will create a new one. vi remove httpd dot yml. So minus 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 name remove packages hosts all become true. Gather facts we may not need. Gather facts no. Tasks minus name remove httpd packages. Okay, next yum name httpd. I'm going to gather facts it because I will write for Ubuntu as well. So state absent absent. Similar way I'm writing it for name Ubuntu as well. Remove APSH Apache 2 packages apt name Apache 2 state absent. Next when condition we should give, right? When okay, when Ansible OS family double equal to Debian. All right, so just copy this one, and also when Ansible OS family is Red Hat. Okay, it should be same. Red hat. H should be caps. You should not give RHL. See here, red hat. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to execute this only on web group. Sorry, web servers. Ansible playbook minus I hosts. Remove HTTPD minus minus limit web servers. Okay, it should remove on only 2 systems. There is a typo. So name, yeah, apt should starts from here. Okay. So we are removing the packages on the system. So gathering facts is fine and it removed on the 2 systems. Now let's execute our Ansible playbook to check the our install httpd.yml to check that it should execute that this time the services also should start, right? So let's see Ansible playbook minus I hosts install httpd minus minus limit web servers. Let's execute and we'll see what will happen. You can see here first it is installing the httpd packages. Okay, why it is not installed? Okay, we haven't removed, we just did check, right? Sorry, yeah. So we haven't removed it, we just did the check. Now let's remove it. Packages, first I'm removing the packages. So remove httpd packages. And also we need to stop the services so that it would be graceful. Otherwise it won't be graceful. Now httpd yum list installed grep httpd. Okay, that is how we can check it out, but these are not actual files. Okay, even I can do the one more package should get installed over here. So there is no actual one. Now whenever we install it, it is going to install the httpd. So now I'm installing packages. You can see here Ansible playbook minus I hosts installed httpd limit web servers. Now let's execute. And you can see here it has been changed. It has been changed and you can see here copy is done. Now running handler. Why it is running handler? Because this has been changed. If it is not changed, I don't consider the running handlers. It is changed. That's the reason I'm doing handlers. And if I check this time, you can see one more package. You can see here. This was not there earlier. It's installed now. Even over here also. Earlier 3 packages. Now it is 4th package. Right? So this is how we can use the handlers. Is it clear? Okay, so all these playbooks I'm going to update in our GitHub repository so that you can refer to this one. So let's use our Git now quickly. Git status, sorry, Git, it is there, right? No, it's not there. Yum install Git, sudo yum install Git. Okay, how to manage our local system? Because even Git is necessary in my Ansible control node also. Then what I can do, I can give the my host name in the host, what I can say, hosts file. Here I can give IPADDR. Okay, this IP address I can give to the hosts file and I can manage, or else we can just give the local host also. So local host means it takes the our own local system and we need to copy our Ansible keys to local host. Ansible, sorry, ANS admin keys. So for that SSH copy ID, okay, local host, right? Yes, I want to copy ABC1235. I'm not wrong the password. Yes, it's copied now. Now I can manage my own system with the Ansible playbook. So what I can do, install packages, right? Here I can update that only install the git. Okay, git, and we have given all over here, and we can change it to just local host also. Okay, here also we can change our web servers. Web servers, if I give, it is going to install only on web servers rather than specifying the limit while executing our command. So Ansible playbook install packages -- limit localhost and connection local. Like this, we have different options. I will discuss all this stuff later, but for now we are going to install on our own system, that is git packages I want to install, so that I can push my changes to our GitHub repository. Git status. Okay, so it is not a git repository. I'm going to initiate it as a git repository. Git init, git status. Okay, these packages are there. Git add dot clear, git commit -m. I think it asks for user and password username. So git config -- global user dot name Shankar, git config -- global user dot email. Okay, now git commit -m Ansible playbooks. So I'm going to create a repository on the target system and we'll add that one. So github.com/revd. Now I'm going to create a new repository. Do I have Ansible repository? Yes, I have a Ansible repository. Okay, few files are there, but you can just ignore. I'm going to upload new. So I'm going to use the same repository. So to use same repository, I need to use the git remote add. Okay, git remote add is a command to add the remote repository. So I'm adding this one as a remote repository. Oh, there is a problem because I need to copy all this stuff into local system again. So let me remove it. I don't need this repository anymore. It's almost 1.5 years before, I think. Delete this repository. Revd Ansible. Okay, I have deleted and I will create a new repository with the same name. Okay, let me create it as a Ansible. It is a public repository. And you can see here to add the remote repository, git remote add. Okay, I missed origin. I should do that one. So git remote add origin, git status, git push origin master. Okay, my username revd. Okay, I have pushed my changes. You can refer to Ansible repository in my GitHub account. So this is how even we do activities in the real time to push our changes onto the remote repository as a DevOps engineer. Okay, so use this one and you can play with this one, and you should create your own playbooks. And in next class, we are going to see the error handling and variables, and then we'll set up a Jenkins server by using Ansible. Nothing but either we can provision a server and install Jenkins, or a fresh system we can set up as a Jenkins server. That we are going to see in the next class.